Can I steal you for a minute?
Steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Welcome to Can I Steal You for a Minute, the reality dating recap podcast. My name is Indra Raj.
And I'm Mary Bianco.
And we're back after a couple weeks off.
We're back, yeah.
It's been a big couple weeks. It's been a time.
I thought we'd be opening with happy news. I really, really did.
I did too. The day of the election, I was at work, and one of the volunteers that I work with pretty closely, he's like the systems guy. Like he's really he does all the music library processing for me because he's so good at that type of thing, and he just his brain thinks that way. So when I was talking to him about the election and the results and everything, or what he thought was going to happen, I was like, oh, he's definitely going to have a very measured, well-researched opinion on which way he thinks it's going to go. And he was really optimistic that Kamala Harris was going to win. And I was like, oh, okay, well, if Michael thinks that, then maybe she will win. And I was so psyched and happy for 2 hours.
No, and then here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Isn't it so weird because I think we texted about how we both expected this to happen.
Yeah,
and
we
yet
kind of knew.
Feels like a shock.
Yeah. I think I'm shocked by how heartbroken I am. I'm not shocked that it happened because I have honestly no faith in the majority of this country at this point.
Right.
I've tried to be very not delicate, it's not the right word because I'm not delicate about anything. I've tried to be very deferential to people and give the benefit of the doubt, and I'm kind of done. I think that being nice and being thoughtful about responses has really landed us here, and
yeah,
I'm just going to be crazy, honestly. You know what, guys? May everything you hope he said happens. You guys all better buy houses. The price of an egg better be a fucking $1. And if it's not, don't come crying to me because we told you so. And I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. And I'm not going to walk anyone through this anymore. I'm not going to thoughtfully explain policy. I'm not going to explain why you should care that he promises that he's going to start internment camps again. I'm not going to explain why you should care about that because you don't.
Right.
And that's fine.
Clearly.
Yeah, that's your life.
It's I didn't watch till the end because I just couldn't.
No, I went to sleep.
I was watching that dude on MSNBC who's just I don't know how much coke that guy was on. It's apparently he was full speed that whole night into the next day, just I don't know how he does it. I hope he's sleeping for the rest of the week.
Yeah. He'll defrost 4 years from now and then submerge from the grave.
But it was just every county he was looking at in America was going red.
Yeah.
And it was so scary. And, it tells a much larger story. And I'm really mad at everyone who voted for Trump, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I recognize that it's not just the voters' fault. The Democratic Party is so fucked. It's so fucked.
Yeah.
It is, and it's been this way for a decade now. We are no longer in a place where we can literally anoint candidates like we have been doing without letting people choose who they want.
Yeah.
It started with Hillary, who had a real opponent with Bernie Sanders.
And they squashed it.
People wanted Bernie. The fact that he had so much coming against him, especially from the DNC, and every major liberal media outlet, NPR, the New York Times, I don't know if you remember, but they wouldn't even say anything about Bernie.
No.
It was all Hillary all the time.
Yeah.
And Bernie still had so much support, and his chances were squashed because big powers were not behind him. And honestly, I think he could have beaten Trump. I really do.
That's what every poll says, is that he would beat Trump because, and he had a good point this election round where he was before Kamala lost, he was the Democrats have stopped talking about the economy. And they've stopped talking about how the economy is actually stronger under Democratic policies. And they've stopped leading with the fact that like the way the Democratic Party can work is distribution of wealth and villainizing the billionaires in terms of how much they're taking took a sidestep to talking about identity. And I understand, like, I think that both have to be there.
Yeah.
It's just still boomers in charge of like who gets nominated and stuff and making these decisions. And they can be
Right.
very linear thinkers that it has to be all or
Mhm.
nothing. And it's like people can focus on more than one thing and are focused on more than one thing. And so you guys entirely dropped the ball where like a guy who says he has concepts of a plan for the economy
Right.
just gets to win based on
Yeah.
promises of having a good economy when he didn't outline what that economy would actually look like because
No.
the Democratic Party did not talk about it. And like that is they've let us down. Joe Biden let us down by not dropping out earlier.
The DNC should have let us have a primary.
Yep.
Like, why didn't we have a primary?
I don't
I mean,
understand.
it's honestly, it's like primaries have utility in a lot of reasons, the most important of which, the people get to choose who they want to
Right.
elect.
Right. It's like people are feeling like their vote doesn't matter because they took
Right.
away half of our decision making process, at least in terms of
Yep.
who gets to be the president of the United States. Like I would why are people going to be registered a Democrat? Why would they not just register as an independent? Because the primary was like the only benefit of really going to one
Right.
party or the other. And now we don't even have that.
Yeah, it's there needs to be a real reckoning, and, when you say it's like this soft approach is just it's not working, it's
No.
like, the other thing in 2016, I've been thinking so much about that election because I think that's where we are now. Everyone was like, "Oh, Bernie's too liberal, like, we can't do that. We need to, like, make sure we're getting all the people, like, right of center to come to our side." That was clearly the strategy this time as well. Like, Kamala's campaign was very middle of the road, really trying to pander to those people, and she got literally none of them.
None.
None of them. Now all we have is like an even more right extremist government coming in. So what's better?
Right.
Like a radical left government
Yeah.
or a radical right government? And like I can tell you from where I'm sitting, I'm obviously like pretty radical left anyway,
No,
but I
same.
it's just like these are the policies that help people, that take care of people, that don't that aren't racist, misogynist, xenophobic.
At the very least, yeah.
Yeah, it's like for the good of humanity type of
Yeah.
things. All we've gotten is 2 Trump presidencies because we were too afraid to say the things that people really wanna hear. Like,
Yeah.
it is not radical for Bernie to talk as much as he does about changing the way that elections are funded
Mhm.
and taking and taxing billionaires
Yeah.
and doing these things to, as you say, like redistribute wealth in this country in a way that actually helps the working class.
Yeah.
And Bernie posted something after the election that was just really important. Like, I implore you to go to his Instagram
Yeah.
and look at it. It was just all about how the working class has been ignored by the Democratic Party.
100%.
And that's where this party started.
And I think it's like we all like scoff at getting called liberal elites, but it is kind of like the truth. Like I think
Yes.
I think that instead of laughing at the other side for not being educated or whatever, which I've done, I've called them, I do think if you're a MAGA head and you're wearing his merch, you are extremely dumb. And I don't think you should have like the same rights to vote as me, but that's fine. I'm not
But here
talking
we
about
are.
yeah, I'm not talking about you. You are dumb. I'm talking about like the working class families who like, I saw a gay creator today on TikTok was basically like, yeah, guys, you basically asked with the way you presented your platform, you asked poor working class families and farmers to decide between someone who might be lying, is lying about
Right.
protecting farms, and he's obviously not going to, and that's a whole other conversation. It's a whole other thing. He's actively working against small business and farms, but he ran on the belief that he would
Right.
protect people, and you ask them to care more about gay person in LA. And they don't that's not top of mind. What top of mind is how expensive groceries are. And what's top of
Yeah.
mind is like is someone who is fear mongering more loudly about how things are going to get economy wise, and you refuse to answer questions about what the economy is going to look like and how you're going to help out working class families. you can't be surprised if they don't choose you, because while what the Democratic Party believes in terms of equality and acceptance and letting people express gender expression, sexual orientation, all of those things are important, and people will die if we do not protect those things, but they're not the only things. And like, you have to be very intersectional about like everything, because
Yeah, intersectionality, so important.
so important. And that's one thing that we have that Republicans don't have, that we didn't lean on, is that the Democrats really should be the party of the people and all people. And I think that just got lost. Like what I was saying about the farmers and stuff, it's like Trump actively like rolled back protections of the FDA. That's why we're having all these listeria issues, and the people who have to pay the fines on the listeria issues are the small farmers. The corporations are going to work their way around it. They always will. And my mind is kind of wandering somewhere else.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There's actually so much to say
There's
about
so much to say. I think another thing that Bernie got, like, his big platform thing, and I, like, can't agree more. There's a case called Citizens United, and I really recommend that everyone read it and get familiar with it. It's really recent. It was in response to Republicans wanted to spend a lot of money on an anti-Hillary movie, and the corporations wanted to back the movie. And they said basically in that case and a couple other subsequent cases that corporations have a First Amendment right to express themselves through money. And that doesn't make any fucking sense. And
No.
also, that's why our votes don't matter right now. It's
Yep.
it's in my heart to blame not in my heart. My jump reaction was to blame third party voters. That's not right. Like
No.
that's incorrect. And if I had a conversation with somebody on Wednesday where I did that, like I take it back honestly. Like I was angry, I was upset, and now that I think about it, it really is coming back to this case in a lot of ways where we as people cannot stand up to billions and billions of dollars going the way that corporations want to.
Right.
Pharmaceutical companies, arms companies, Lockheed Martin, Pfizer, all the big fucking guys, because their corporation has freedom of speech and has the right to express themselves politically, they can outspend us at every turn. And the person that they are going to vote for is the person who has not promised to put a cap on what medicine costs like Bernie did, who's going to put tariffs in place that corporations don't have to pay. They're just going to funnel that back down to the consumer again.
We'll be paying for that
We'll be
shit.
paying for that shit. Tariffs sound fucking great, but if you read a history book, every time the consumer suffers. Like, I don't like he's literally doing stuff from history where I'm almost like, is he a great historical mind? Like,
Yes.
he's like repeating shit that worked for the people in power
Oh
right in front
my
of our
god.
faces. And I'm a little bit
Yeah.
emotional, so my thoughts are not coming out like as succinctly as I would want them to, but I don't know. I just feel upset. I'm going to be
Yeah.
volunteering my time with the ACLU. As people know, I'm a lawyer. I would recommend other people with professional degrees, like being a lawyer or anything, reach out to these organizations and see how they need help. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits against what
Right.
Trump is going to try to do. I think specifically, like if you have any inkling of immigration experience like I do, I'm out of immigration now, like they're going to need us so much. So
Yeah.
just be on alert for volunteer opportunities coming up. Like January 2025 is going to be an absolute battlefield, and we have to be ready.
Totally. And there's so many other places too. I mean, there are so many good organizations and people who are fighting the good fight against what's going on. I mean, it was a definitive victory for Trump, but
Mhm.
it was a close election. I
Yes.
mean, he got 277 electoral votes. It wasn't like the landslide that Obama was. People are using the word landslide for Trump. I don't think that's appropriate. I think we need to remember that a huge part of this country is trying to do the right thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there's so many ways to get involved. In my line of work, I work in community radio, which is independent media, which is absolutely going to be under fire.
Yeah.
It already has been from his first presidency, and it's going to be even more now. I mean, he has said he's going to put lawsuits against all sorts of media companies that are saying anything bad about him. I mean, this is fascism.
Yes.
And it's so, put your volunteer hours, your money, whatever you can behind organizations that are trying to push against what's going on here, because there are a lot of them and there's a lot of good work happening. And it's kind of all we can do right now.
Yeah.
It's scary that people have gone this way. And I just, ultimately I am just really angry with the Democratic Party.
Me too.
And I think that if we don't have a major change in how we approach, especially our presidential elections as a party, like it's not going to be
Yeah.
good.
I also, just as a separate PSA, our DMs are open if
Yeah,
anyone needs to talk to us. Unofficial. I can talk generally about if people have immigration questions. I will not be your lawyer. I can't be your lawyer, but I can provide you with some general information. I can point you towards some really good organizations. So like just feel free to DM us at Can I Steal You for a Minute Pod and ask questions there because we're really here for you guys. Like, and if you just need to talk to somebody and just be like, what the fuck? We're here for
yeah.
you.
And you
And
have like such amazing expertise in something that's like
mhm.
really cool right now. And that's really awesome of you to offer that.
Yeah, like just yesterday, a friend of mine reached out and they're a green card holder and they were like, "What can he do this?" And it's like a lot of the things he says he's going to do, he can't do. He may
Right.
try. He may try and he may not succeed and I think that that's knowing your rights is going to be critical.
Yeah.
So just especially if you're in New York, I know a lot about New York, so send me a message and I'll point you somewhere good.
We love it, all
We
of
love you
you.
guys.
If you're
Yeah.
listening to this podcast, you're good.
Yeah.
We're gonna assume as much. We hope you are. I want to just like we have 2 Bernie 2016 mugs in our
Oh.
cupboard, and I just like I've been using it every morning adoringly. Like
I know. I have that sweatshirt with him with his arms crossed and his mittens.
what a vibe.
What a
That was
vibe. What a vibe.
Wasn't that actually from the Trump inauguration in 2016?
I
I feel like it was him like sitting at the
I think it might have been the 2020 because he had a mask on.
Oh, it
So
was
I think it
2020,
was like
yeah.
him sitting at 2020 inauguration just, like,
Yeah,
pissed
'cause
off.
he wouldn't have been at the 2016 one.
Ah,
I don't know if,
no.
like, all senators are required to be there or what. I also, like, didn't realize that he actually is an independent senator. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that because well, he had to run with the Democratic Party when
It
he
was a
did.
big it was a big discussion in 2016 was whether he was gonna try to stay third like a true third
Right.
party or if he really wanted a shot, everyone had to talk him into going to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
It didn't help, but it definitely
I mean, I think it did affect some important change. I do think
Mhm.
that conversations that had never been had on the presidential stage
Oh, for
started to
sure.
happen that year because of him, and they're still happening now. That's how we have people like AOC, and man, I can't wait till she can run to be president.
Yeah, I don't even know, like I don't
I'm worried
know.
about women in general running for president, though, I have to say.
Yeah,
It
I
does
mean,
feel like only white men can win.
some of the signs and stuff that I've seen at, like, the protests because somehow you guys fucking won and you're still protesting, it's like,
Yeah,
what are
what
you
the
doing?
actual fuck, everybody?
Like, you won, simmer down.
Right.
My heart is going out particularly to, like, the Black community because an HBCU was set on fire on the day that it was announced in Kentucky. Um,
Are you wow.
and some people received text messages saying,
I heard about
let me get Rachel
I heard
Cargill up.
about this. I
She's
heard about this.
Go
Ugh.
follow Rachel Cargill. She has or Cargill, I'm sorry if I'm spelling it wrong, Cargle. People are getting text messages saying, "You've been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready at 6 sharp with your belongings. Our executive slaves will come get you in a white van. Be prepared to be searched down once you've entered the plantation. No phones allowed."
Anyone who is saying whoever is behind that, whoever is propagating that, like, that is the smut of the earth.
Mhm.
Like, the literal like, the most disgusting behavior
Mhm.
is that. I
Yeah.
cannot think of many things that are worse than that. Like, how disgusting.
Yeah, I can't imagine either, except for this fuck named Nick Fuentes. Have you heard about this guy?
No.
He's
Oh
an
god.
actual literal creature. He's like the way he talks, he's like a demon. He's part of a pack for Trump, obviously. He wears a MAGA hat all the time, obviously. And he went on to Twitch or something, some streaming platform, hysterically laughing after Trump won and started saying, "Your body, my choice forever. We will never have a woman president. Good luck with the 4B movement. We'll just take what we want, however we want. And you're basically giving us permission to do like whatever we want with you."
Disgusting.
Disgusting. He'll probably like run for office and probably get elected. I don't even know how I started talking about him. He's just disgusting. Like, just block him. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
see it. People like that get like money from your views. So
And just like it's important to know that like this rhetoric is real.
yeah,
Like hard to believe that someone could be that horrible, and yet it's real, and it's the worst part of this MAGA movement. It's
100%.
the way marginalized groups are being told that they are less than human and that they actually don't even deserve to have rights or really even be alive, which
Mhm.
is fucking scary and terrifying and awful. And yeah, so fight the good fight, everybody.
Yep.
What you can. Find a community, a group of people, an organization, something that you can do to help, because there are a lot of good things and people in this country still.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm sure we'll have more to say about this.
Yeah, it's going to keep coming up, but it's all right.
So we're going to talk about the Love is Blind reunion and some of the aftermath of that, because there's all this stuff coming out. And then we'll talk about the last 2 episodes of Joan's season, Fantasy Suites and The Mental All,
Yep.
which was a bright light in this very difficult week.
I needed to see my men.
I needed to see Charles. That's all
Yeah.
they needed.
Oh, God, just the best.
But okay, so let's talk about the Love is Blind reunion, which was such a fucking snooze fest.
So boring.
I mean, how did they like manage to still not give us what we want? Like the conversation with Ashley and oh my god,
Tyler.
I'm like forgetting everyone's
I know,
name
they're so
already.
boring.
Was so surface level. It didn't actually ask any difficult questions. It
No.
didn't ask Tyler, like, so why haven't you spoken to your kids in a
Yeah.
year? Sure, you can explain away, oh, we talked about it. She actually knew everything. We just didn't have it on the air. It's like,
Did you?
and like Nick and Vanessa did not push at all.
No, of course not. They're horrible hosts. And like they're so bad at their jobs. Like some of the stuff that they said, I was just like, "What?" And they're
Yeah.
like, like Tyler's going, "The only person I owe an explanation to is my wife." And they're like, "No, you're actually on a fucking TV show. You owe us an explanation." Like that doesn't
You owe
apply to
your
you.
children an explanation. You
Yes.
owe their mother an explanation. She's out here like going on social media being like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like,
Yeah.
it's so upsetting. And
Yeah.
like to think that a lot of people are just watching that being like, oh, everything's good
Yeah.
is just like, I hope no one is watching it that way. But in any case,
Well, you know who is? Nick Viall.
Nick Viall doing the Lord's work, kind of.
No, he called Tyler's actions noble.
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
This is so I'm reading a Reddit recap because I don't listen to Nick Viall.
Reddit recaps that is actually the Lord's work.
That's the Lord's work, is someone who listens to Nick mumble for 2 hours. Him and Natalie interviewed Ashley.
Okay.
And they are defending him, saying that what he did was noble, that he's helping someone out with a family. They're completely ignoring the fact that like this is his family. Like these are his children. He's not helping someone else make a family. He made a family with this woman. Like, and
yeah, like he had consensual sex with her.
Yeah.
And they had children from it.
Twins.
In addition to the sperm donor situation.
So it's like, and Ashley said things like, he wanted his own family. That is his family. These kids are his family. And that the kids are so little that they won't remember. And he's just setting boundaries. And it's like, he's not setting boundaries. He's abandoning his family. Like, it's not a boundary to abandon your children. Like, you made them. They are your responsibility.
Yes. Like, you can't just be like, "Oh, this isn't working out the way it's not the perfect picture of the nuclear family that
Right.
I was looking for, and, like, so bye."
So I
Like,
don't have a family anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it's like truly it's the twins, right, that he had from, like, actually
Yeah.
just having sex with this
Mhm.
woman. Like, those are your kids, bro. Like,
There's actually, like,
tho
no ambiguity with the 2 of them. So, like
yeah,
uh
like, it's so fucked up, and, like, Tyler is obviously, like, a fucked up individual, but,
Mhm.
like, what is going on with Ashley? Like, what is
She's
going on?
she's a problem too. Like she is so she was so we talked about this last time. Like she's so focused on being a wife that it's like
Right.
it's blocking everything else. Like she
Yeah.
wanted to be married so badly that like whatever it is, she'll put up with it. It's like this is so strange. Like
Well, did you catch the part where Tyler said in the reunion, like, "She just loves me unconditionally," and he
mhm.
mentions, like, he rattles off a few things that had happened that year and didn't really get into specifics, but basically he was like, "She just shows me unconditional love." To me, that's like read as she will come up with a story to make whatever shitty thing you do okay.
Yeah.
That's what you want in a partner, which is maybe what makes your marriage work. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it is, but it's like, it's really hard to see a woman do that in service of someone who's just so clearly a liar, a manipulator, like not a good person.
Yeah.
I She clearly has not woken up from whatever nightmare this is. Maybe she never will. Like, maybe it'll just be this way, but I'm worried about all of it.
Yeah, I just think it really sucks, and I think it's, like, it's not worth it to just, like, flash your ring in someone's face and be like, "Well, I'm a wife, so, like, you don't get to question this because 'cause I'm a wife." It's like, you're actually encouraging him and supporting him in doing something really terrible, and, like, she basically, I guess, also said that in the pods, she broke off dating someone because they had a kid, and she doesn't
Yeah.
wanna be a stepmother. And so I think that this fits her narrative too, that if he's willing to not be part of these kids' lives, then it's like, well, then I don't have to be a stepmother, and that's kind of what I wanted anyway.
It's such a, like, I don't know. I think we all get caught up in this, like, situation of wanting things to be perfect in a
Mhm.
way, and, like, I've been victim to that too, and I think we all do. There's this, like, American dream or whatever it is that we're looking for in our
Yeah.
lives, but it's like, you can't just, like, then ignore the, like, real implications and feelings of these literal kids,
Children.
Like,
Yeah.
this is their father, like, this is, like, their guardian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just like, Ashley, what is going on that makes you feel like it's okay for him to not see or speak to them for a whole year? Like,
Yeah.
where are
It
they at now? I wanna know.
I have no idea. I also am like when I first started dating Ethan and I knew that we were gonna get married, I was, like, looking for signs that he would be a good father because I wanted to have kids,
Yeah.
and, like, seeing him with, like, my nieces and nephews and stuff was like, "Oh, he's good with them, whatever." I have active proof of how shitty this person is gonna be as a father, and you're like
That's such a good point. Like, is this really what you want, girl? Like, seriously, Ashley, come on. They are so in fucking La La Land. It was just
No,
like, I was sort of glad that they like started with them at the reunion because it's like,
and
I
they were
am not
done.
missing them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if there's anything else to say about them other than like
No.
disaster zone.
Yeah. They can
Um,
go away.
so then there was, like, the conflict between Marissa and Ramses, which I don't think there were, like, any big surprises there, really.
No, I mean, the surprise was saying that he needed, like, peace and that he was worried that she would bring too much energy, and he wore those pants. So I'm just kind of like, "What is it? Do you need peace, or are you gonna wear chaotic
Or you need to
pants?"
wear those he needs to express himself through his pants, but at home, he needs
He
peace.
needs
He
peace.
doesn't Yeah.
Thank God the dreads are gone.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Ramses is a handsome dude. I will give that to him.
He looked
Like,
kinda beat at the reunion.
he looked really, like, wet.
Tired. Wet.
You know
Wet
what I mean? Was
and
he
tired.
sweating a lot?
Yeah, because he knew he fucking sucked. He blew it.
Yeah, he knew it wasn't gonna go well, and, like, I don't know, I was sort of just like, I don't know if I even really need to see, like, anything else from this, like, they clearly it did not work out, it was all for the best. I found it hard to watch Marissa's mom say she wanted to punch him in the throat,
Yeah.
like, I don't like that.
I did,
It's
like,
too much.
appreciate her mom saying, like, "I'm thankful that you called it off because she would have carried you." Like, I think that that
Right,
was worth, like, pointing out to him is that, like, you also were gonna do a bad job in this relationship, and, like, she would
right,
never call it because she loves you, and, like,
right.
him using "I take full accountability" as his get out of jail free card, saying that you take full accountability and then still turning to her and pointing out all the things that she did that was her fault is not taking accountability. Like,
No,
just saying it is not, like, a key get out of jail free card.
and this is what we've been saying about him the whole
Mhm.
time, right? Is he's like, "Oh, if I say these words, but I don't actually have to mean them, then everything's good."
Yeah,
So he just like it's just more of that. It's more of the same. Like Marissa is like so fucking gorgeous.
I
She's gonna
know.
be fine.
She's gonna be fine, like, it's all gonna work out. Like,
Right. I
when she said she was yelling at, who was she yelling at, Steven or
Nick,
Nick? And
Nick.
she said, "Yeah,
She's
I was
definitely
still
yelling at Nick.
I was still fucking this man." And I was like, "Ooh, Marissa, do not admit that."
Okay, so then we have to talk about the Nick and oh my god, I'm forgetting everyone's name.
Hannah.
Hannah. Oh my god, I was gonna say Brittany, but that's the other woman. Nick and Hannah. It was so amazing when Garrett was just like, "Can we be done with this
Yeah.
argument now?"
He's like, "This is really stupid."
That's right.
Like, "Nick, you're not that smart to, like, get away with gaslighting." Like, the
Yeah,
way he was immediately blushing when he got called out, like, he got
yeah,
caught in a lie. Like, all the men, like, "Fuck you guys for just, like, sitting there," until the girls were like, "I said it to you, so you have to like, you told me, so you have to
right,
say
right,
something." Like, "Nick, you were not attracted to Hannah." And she felt
right.
that, and that's something that we suspected, and that you got caught, and that's fine. Like,
Right. Like, he was and, like, it is weird to write in your journal or whatever that you wanna be the most famous person on Love Is Blind. Like, it does make you kind of look back on all of that with a different whatever, and, like, I don't know. I continue to not really have a problem with Hannah. Like, I think our culture is so uncomfortable with women saying what they want to
yeah,
say and being a little bit harsh. Like,
yeah.
it's not she's not being, like, crazy over here. She's just being
No.
like, "I'm direct. This is what I mean. This man is a fucking child.
Yeah.
He also, like, isn't attracted to me. I
No.
feel insecure about that, like, all of these things. It's not that she doesn't have stuff to work on, but it's also, like, the amount of hate and this, like, protection of Nick is just like, this is Trump's America.
Yes. Where the little boy just gets to be like, "Well, I said you were ugly, but, like, you're being kinda mean about the dishes, so." It's like, "Shut up." Like, "Shut up."
I know he's such a baby, like, he really is, and, like, Hannah looks incredible.
She looks great.
She looked great, like, I don't know, I sort of loved the whole revenge side of that a little
Yeah.
bit for him. I think that they were obviously not meant for one another, and but I don't like the whole narrative of, like, Brittany was or not Brittany, that Hannah was, like, such a bitch, and, like, that's it.
No, it's just like a classic way to edit it where it's like they try to give the guy like a redemption arc and it's like, well, she's being so crazy and so mean. It's like she's actually not being that crazy. Like, as you said, it's like you guys just want this weird wormy guy to get away with it for some reason. And it's like,
He's such a
no.
wormy guy. He's such a wormy guy. He's so wormy. Oh
Oh
god.
God.
I hope that I mean, I think everyone from this cast is just gonna, like, disappear. Like, you know how in this reunion they brought back people from other seasons? Like,
What a
I hope
flop.
none of these people ever get time on my screen again.
I don't think that I think they'll bring, like, Taylor and Garrett, but I don't think anyone else is
Right.
gonna get time.
Yeah.
I feel like AD had so much promise, and, like, she is this franchise's biggest flop to me. Like, she didn't do anything.
Well, yeah, like, the fact that she's sitting there being like, "Look at how good I look," yes, I'm in a relationship, but, like, I'm not gonna say anything about
She's
it.
like,
And it's like,
"Not by
what a waste.
myself." It's like, "Shut up, AD.
I
We
was
know
like,
you're dating Ollie. Relax."
right, okay. So, for people who don't know, she has been spotted with Ollie more than once?
Yeah, more than once.
Like, recently?
I don't know, but
I feel like the last time I saw something about it was, like, over a month ago, but, I mean, that's probably when they filmed it,
yeah.
so it is an interesting, like, I can see it, AD and Ollie, for
Yeah.
sure. Would be interesting to see, like, I am curious to know a little bit more about their relationship, but we didn't get any of that, so, like, what the fuck?
No, we're
What a
not
waste
gonna
of my time.
like, "Oh, don't play cute with me.
Yeah, get out of here,
I'm
AD.
here for details." I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm here
I'm
for
already
details.
I'm already pissed I had to watch Jessica walk around with her baby. Like, let's go.
Oh my that I we all know, okay, when we started this podcast, one of my top reality moments, because I was so horrified, was when she fed wine to her dog
Oh
in
my
season
god.
1.
Physically, like, that was that was when I was like, "You guys have a real hit on your hands here." Like
Yeah, like, you cannot make this shit up. Someone caught that on camera.
and she did it so casually. She just
Okay,
dropped the wine glass down.
it was wild. It was wild. She's one of the people I've liked the least, I think, on this entire franchise. So was seeing her basic ass wedding, like,
I was like, "I do not care."
I was like, "Who is this guy? Why do we care? Like, your kid is cute, but
Yeah.
do we need to, again, take 5 minutes of my time to, like, watch Vanessa play with this child?" Like, it was so weird. It was
And even
so strange.
even, like, Vanessa playing with the kids, she was like, "Hi." It's like,
I know, I
"Hey."
was like, I would have much rather spent 5 more minutes talking to Zach and Bliss about their life as a family. Like,
"100%."
that's a couple I actually care about.
Yeah, that baby came from this franchise. It's like, Jessica, like,
Yeah, like, what the she said didn't even marry someone from the franchise.
she chewed gum walking down the aisle. Like, she is not here for the
And yeah, I forgot about
this
that. Oh my god.
I
She was rough. Jessica, wait. Oh, okay, but I was happy to see Zach and Bliss,
Yeah,
and I love that they named their daughter Galileo. It's just so Zach.
it's so
It's
them.
so Zach. It's so them. It's so amazing.
And Leanne Womack
Um,
sent them a wombat because because Zach said her name was Leanne Wombat by accident.
oh, amazing.
So cute.
Let's see. Okay, so Alex and Tim. Tim, who was the worst guy from this season?
Tim was a
Is it
bad,
Tim?
bad man. Like,
Yeah, like, I just, like, watching his whole thing, I was just like, I don't love Alex, but I was totally team Alex watching that.
100%. There's nothing in this world more annoying than a man who just wants to, like, lecture at you about why they're right. And then
Right,
when you explain your side, they go, "You're berating me." It's like, "No, she's just pointing out why you were wrong." And, like, I loved when Brittany was like, "She's been talking and you've been laughing at everything she's been saying." Like,
right. That's not respectful.
get your that is not respectful at all. He's not a respectful man. Like, he's
No.
kind of a bad man. He's extremely selfish. He's so entitled. It's like bringing to him all these issues she had. He's like, "I'm just trying to show you love." Like, it's like, "No, you're not."
No, he is so he's so into himself.
Yeah.
He's so, like, the self-importance coming off of him is just, like, wild, and I just, again, I don't really love Alex. I don't think that she was, like, not at fault in this whole scenario with their relationship, but it's true. It's like, why did you do this whole grand gesture to my dad?
No idea.
When you were already having, like, major doubts, like, I just there's no reason that you had to do that, especially because, like, you ended up cutting it off before you walked down the aisle
I
anyways. So,
know.
like, what and the same with Ramses, like, Ramses, you could have brought this up a lot earlier, like, it's just ugh,
I know.
he just wanted to make so many excuses. I just, like, I have no time for that man. I really don't like him.
No, I, like, don't really like, I don't really care. Like, it's like
No.
you were caught being mean. Like, they really
Right.
did a good job of showing, like, the switch where it was like you went from okay, this can be a peaceful breakup to screaming at her so fast that I'm just like, you showed who you are. Like, that's is what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I never wanna see you
I
again,
never
like,
wanna I think I speak for both of us when I say I never wanna see you again. It's like, "What?"
it was so mean. It was just
Such a baby.
baby, so mean. Steven is speaking of babies, like, when he's like, "When do I get to tell my side of the story? Why doesn't" he literally was saying, "Why doesn't anyone feel bad for me?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you
Are
fucking
you
kidding me?"
kidding me? The more a man says, "No one wants to hear my side of the story. No
Oh
one would believe
my
me," the more they're
god.
lying. Like,
Right, right.
I don't wanna hear your side of the story because you're gonna lie. Like,
Yep,
your side of the story is weird. Like, we did hear it on social media. You don't address how you started talking to her in the first place. You don't
right.
address, like, the fact that you had these messages for months, but you claim it was just that one night. I just am like, what are we doing here?"
Yeah, it's he's gross.
He's gross. He's disgusting. Like, I'm gonna unfollow him on social media. Like, his social media is vile.
Oh, I haven't even looked at it. I don't wanna see it. So, yes, unfollow
He's,
for
like,
sure.
really gross, and he's always poking the bear. It's like everyone had this, like, kid in their high school that, like, only wanted to get attention through being, like, bad and was just, like,
Right,
annoying all the time. Like, he's like
right.
that. Like, ugh.
Ugh. Okay, we need to speed through this because we're getting a snowstorm here in Boulder, and we have to do early pickup with the
Oh my
kids. So, I
god.
only have, like, 15 or 20 minutes left.
That's all we need.
Um, happy and Taylor and Garrett,
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
so happy for you 2. We'll follow some of these people, not Steven, and give
Yeah.
you updates.
Yeah, we'll check in.
I mean, the reunion was so fucking boring. I didn't even wanna watch it, but
No.
because I had read everything on social media before I even got to it, and it was
Yeah.
just like, whatever.
I wasted my flight on part of that, so you guys are
Yeah. No, thank you,
no,
Netflix.
thank
I
you.
am excited for Minneapolis, though.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I am excited, I have to say. Dropping on February 14th. Okay, Joan. We gotta talk about Joan. We gotta talk about
I mean, can we, like, skip fantasy suites because it's like
yeah, there's nothing to say, like
her and Chalk are in love. Pascal left because surprise, surprise, the single Frenchman was not ready for commitment. Like, and it's what it
oh,
is.
and can we talk about the thing you sent me yesterday, which was
Ugh,
that he has said out in the open that if he was selected for Golden Bachelor, he would request quote unquote younger women, which
not
is so
the point
fucking creepy.
of the show, my guy. The exact opposite of the point of the show is younger women getting another chance at love, dude.
Yeah, like you're not the Bachelor, you're the Golden
You're
Bachelor.
the Golden
Also,
Bachelor.
if Pascal gets chosen, like I don't know if I can watch. I really don't like him.
Oh, I love me son. Oh, your daughter. I don't have a daughter. It's like, yeah, you
I d yeah,
uh,
he grosses me out. I just think he's a creep. I mean, and this confirms it
yeah.
a
No,
little
he's
bit.
and it's like, "I'm not okay, I'm sad." It's like, you never really liked Joan, you were just kinda there for the vibes, like, and that's okay
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
I mean, I sort of did appreciate how direct he was
Yeah.
about, like, I wanna feel like I'm in love, and I don't feel like I'm
He's
in
like,
love.
"I've
Like,
been in I've been in love. This is not it."
Joan was like, "I don't even give a shit about you, but that really hurt my feelings." And I think that's what we're gonna see basically is next week the final it's the finale.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna whatever conflict comes up is gonna be her being upset about Pascal
Like, yeah.
rejecting her,
That's a good way to put it, where it's like, my feelings are kind of hurt from that, like
and it's like, "Okay." And then Chalk will come and sweep you off your feet, and
he's
it'll be all
very
good.
they're perfect together, he's very romantic, like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
And
The
Joan said on the Men Tell All when she's in the hot seat that she is very happy right now.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that means she didn't end up with one of them or with Guy.
with Guy.
Yeah, like,
No way.
she's definitely with Chalk, like,
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna see next week.
definitely.
What else is there?
These men are just perfect. Like, I love everything about them, like, they're so
Yes.
supportive of each other, like, so Jonathan will not be the Golden Bachelor. He's found love. I'm very happy for him. Like,
I also think he wouldn't have been a great Golden Bachelor.
no, I don't think so. I mean, he's kind of young, and I think he like needs
Yeah.
someone who's in a younger phase of their life. So I hope that he's found that. When he was talking about stripping and he went, I mean, I haven't done it professionally, and Sandra was in the audience like,
Okay. I'm listening.
Sandra follows us now.
Sandra commented on your meme. She DM'd
DM'd
us.
us.
When Mary told me, I seriously I stopped everything I was doing and I was like, "Oh my god," cuz I am like a Sandra stan. I
Yeah.
love her so much.
I was like, and I said to Indra, I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I messaged her, like I told her she was an icon. Like she responded, like you should have the chance to talk to her. And Indra goes, "I'm too starstruck." So
It's like, what will I say? I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. I love
it's
her.
so great, so great.
I just
So
what I would give to like go have a cocktail with Sandra.
I would just listen to her talk for hours.
Oh my
She's
god.
amazing. Mark leaving Post-it notes for Jonathan saying like, "Remember that
Wow.
I am strong, I am handsome, I am interesting." Like, ugh. Mark did a couple's costume with Deb from One Tree Hill. They were Prince
Yeah.
Charming and Cinderella. He didn't say he was taken at Men Tell All. So I don't know what's gonna happen Golden Bachelor wise.
I mean, Mark is definitely like getting some.
Yes, he should. What a honk.
But the question, I mean, they are priming him to be the Golden Bachelor like nothing else. I mean, throughout the season, showing the note on the mental, like just he's just perfect.
He's perfect.
He's so perfect that he might have found love and might be just not, might be in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
That's it. And so I guess we'll find out. Like, do you think they'll announce next week? Probably
Maybe.
not.
I hope so. I couldn't like that Charles L thing where like someone jumped
I
up,
know.
clearly a producer plant just being like, "Charles, we need you to be the Golden Bachelor or my mom is single." And Charles
Yes.
dyeing his hair. I'm kind of like, is it gonna happen?
Charles Charles's little glow up is my favorite thing. I mean, I think my favorite part of the Men Tell All was everyone talking about how handsome Charles is.
I
I
or
loved
in
it.
or in the bloopers when Pascal gave Charles had a wig on and Pascal gave him a haircut. And Charles was dying laughing at his own joke. It's like, "Oh,
Oh my god.
what a
Patrick was
guy."
like, "Charles's daughter has real star power." I think, like, she
I
could be
wrote
such a
that
good
down
sup
too.
she has, like I
She's
feel like
radiant.
he could yeah, and I think, like, she could really be a part of the journey if he is the Golden Bachelor, like, I just feel like they should do it. Like, I just feel like he should be the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah, I think they should do it too. Like, God, I just love him. He's so confident up there and, like, so
Yes.
and he was like, "To be honest, when I started this process, Jesse, I didn't really know who you were even."
And I love how Jesse was like, "You're a celebrity, you're an icon,"
You could get
like,
away with it.
it was
Jesse
just like
Palmer, charmer of the century.
I know.
I'm really pleased with the job he's doing, honestly.
I know. I did feel like he was kinda, like, working overtime during this Men Tell All a little bit, like, really putting it on,
Yeah.
because I think he kinda needed to, like, the men are really great, and I think I don't know, there was something a little off with the energy. I'm not sure what it was,
I
but
think he was, like, just so excited to, like, be with the guys. Like, I think he missed them. Like, it was almost like this, like, nerdy, like, need to get
camaraderie
to talk
thing,
to
yeah.
everybody. When they brought in the Gay Men's Choir of Los Angeles to sing The Mansion Men for Kim, and Kim went and shook every single one of their hands, I cried. I was
I
like,
he redeemed himself
"Ugh,
through that. For those of you who don't know, like, the Gay Men's Chorus of San Francisco is a really big deal.
big
Like,
deal."
the fact that they got them to, like, learn the song and come and perform it was,
Yeah.
like it was who thought of that? Like, that was genius.
Give them a raise. Give them a raise. It was just a perfect episode. I also wanna take a moment to acknowledge that Michael announced that he has cancer.
Yes. Yes.
He's recovering well. We just wanna wish him well.
Absolutely.
Him saying that being with the men was like the best medicine for him. It was so healing for all of these men to do this. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
flashing through the recap of the season, I was just like, what a gift for us and for all of them that like they got this. Like they all get like
You got this, Mary.
they all get friends for life.
Oh,
Sorry, it's been a rough week. Literally haven't cried this much in such a long
oh my
time.
God. I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I think that this is one of the like benefits of having the golden version of the show
Yeah.
is like so often we see on the regular Bachelorette, the men in the house are just toxic.
Awful.
They're so mean to each other. They're just like
I
being
mean, Jen's
assholes.
season was so rough in
Yes.
terms of that and so much toxic masculinity that like this was so needed to be the opposite of it. Like someone was like fights on the regular seasons. Yeah, he's not here for the right reasons and he's a little bitch and it's like fight on this season. I just don't think you should put barbecue sauce on a burger. It's like
And I
so
also loved that everyone in the audience got a burger wrapped in gold foil
so
versus
smart.
like whatever other stupid promos they try to do. Like it was probably the best men tell all I've ever seen.
Best tell all ever. Like
Yeah.
I think of all of them like it was amazing, and it was short, an hour and a half, in and out.
Yep.
The show
Yep.
doesn't need to be 2 hours.
No. All right. I
Yeah.
am very sorry to cut this short, but
No, I think we got
my
everything.
child will be waiting in the snow if I don't leave now.
That's so sad.
It finally snowed. We'd had
Thank
such a
God.
long and glorious fall here, and now it's like snowy. So,
It's coming.
we are going to be covering Love Island Australia going
Mhm.
forward. I mean, we'll talk about Joan's finale, of course, next week. So I guess it'll be one more week of a Monday
Yep.
release, and then we'll probably switch back to our normal Thursday
Yeah.
schedules.
That sounds good.
And there's some rumblings of like some other shows that might be coming out that we might cover. We'll see. The holidays are like a quieter time. So,
Okay. Yeah.
but glad we have Australia. I'm
So
excited.
glad. I can't wait.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening. We love you so much.
Love you
Stay
guys.
well. And cheers, lovebirds.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to Can I Steal You for a Minute? Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and if you like the show, please leave a rating and review. Follow us on social media at Can I Steal You for a Minute Pod, and support the show through Patreon at patreon.com/Can I Steal You for a Minute.